Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 319. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. That was Bull City Hangout. I'll tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I do invite you to click on that link that I just added to the Durham Skywriter Facebook page if you would like to join me on camera to shoot the breeze, say hello, or promote yourself and or your business. First thing I got to do, because my phone just sent a notification, let me go ahead and turn down the ringer. There you go. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start with the WORD page. That is a government and nonprofit information page. Check it out. There's some really great programs and services being offered by local nonprofits, the city, county, and state. You can get help with your taxes, free tax prep. You can get help with your water bill. You can get help with your heating bill. All kinds of great info. So just check it out when you have time. durhamskywriter.com. Scroll down or click on the WORD page. Let's see what else is on the WORD page, shall we? There's lots more. Just going to choose just a couple of things for today. There is a city vacancy. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. There is a city vacancy, and tomorrow is the last day that you can let them know if you would like to join the Participatory Budgeting Steering Committee. So by end of day tomorrow, click on the link, see what's expected of you. So if you have a big interest on how the money is spent and you want to help out with that, then go ahead and join the Participatory Budgeting Steering Committee. Okay, let's see. Oh, the Durham County Libraries, with today being Tuesday, they're open until 8. Bragtown is open until 6. And then tomorrow, they reopen at 9:30, and Bragtown reopens at 10. There you go. Let's see what's happening at the Durham Tech Small Business Center, shall we? Nothing happening in person, although Thursday there's going to be a new series starting up, and we're talking about in person at 701 West Main Street. I can tell you about it real quick. Let me find it. So there's going to be a series of classes in person at the Durham Tech Community College's Small Business Center, 701 West Main Street, second floor. There's free parking for just a couple of hours, behind the building and also just south on I think it's called Peabody Street. So just so you'll know. So it's called Leading Your Business, Facing the Unknowable Future. So part 1 is this Thursday, 10:30 until noon, and I'll remind you about it tomorrow. And then the next 3 Thursdays, parts 2, 3, and 4. Now, there are some online classes being offered across the state. So let's see. Today, there are a few classes I can mention. So from 2 until 3, a free class, Real Estate Basics for Business Owners. Very important if you'd like to rent a space or if you have a space to rent. Here's another one. From 2 until 4, Finding the Perfect Product, How to Find Merchandise to Sell. That's another good one. And here's another one from 6 until 7:30, Facebook Shops and Facebook Marketplace. I didn't know there was a difference. Apparently there is, but if you want to know more, definitely take this free class from 6 until 7:30. I've got the link right there on the WORD page. And here's a class that starts at 6 and ends at 8, Masterclass, What to Do Before Starting Your Business, Session 1. Great information I'm sure they're going to have. And just to warn you in advance, there's going to be let you know in advance so you can set your schedule. Tomorrow, there's going to be a free class from 2 until 4, Individual Income Tax Basics. There you go. Oh, and it looks like SCORE's having a webinar as well. Okay, let me scroll down. SCORE is the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They have mentors and everything. Really great. Their office is in Chapel Hill, but they serve Durham, Chapel Hill, Carrboro, Pittsboro, and neighboring towns and cities. So tomorrow, wait a minute. Is it tomorrow? Oh, this is today at 1 o'clock. Okay, so SCORE is having a free class today at 1, and it's live, which means you can actually ask questions. Mastering Credit Repair, a guide to improve your credit score. That's really important. Yeah, if you want to learn more, definitely attend that. Okay, let's go to the health page, to your health, where, of course, I've got your COVID numbers if you're interested. And let's see what else is happening. Looks like the American Red Cross. Actually, there's a lot more. Let me just scroll down. I was telling you yesterday how Medicaid expansion is on. So if you just missed because you're making a little bit too much money, try again because they raised the ceiling, the income ceiling. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. But it looks like the American Red Cross is having a blood drive. So let's check that because it looks like it's going to be tomorrow. True, yes. Tomorrow, the American Red Cross will be accepting blood donations at Southern High School on Clayton Road from 9:30 until 3. And then also tomorrow, later in the morning from 11 until 4:30, they will be at the DoubleTree at Meridian Corporate Park on Meridian Parkway. Now, let's check the blood connection. It looks like they're also going to have a blood drive. Blood connection today, they're already at the Duke BME PhD Student Association in the Bryan Research Center. So they're already there and will be there until 4. And then tomorrow, they will be at Durham Tech in the White Building on East Lawson Street from 10 until 2. I'll remind you about that tomorrow as well. Now let's go to the health events page by clicking on the big blue button. That tells us what support groups will be meeting. So let's check that. And Barb is waiting in the wings. I'll bring her on right after the weather. Good morning, Barb. Well, morning for her. She's way out west. Let's see. Today is the 19th. Okay, let me check. Here we are. So Centerwell, Roxborough, which is at 3500 North Roxborough Street. In fact, they had their big grand opening last week, and I was there. So they're going to have a free Lunch and Learn Medicare seminar. That's going to be Thursday. I'm telling you about it now because today is the last day that you can register for this free event. So I have the phone number right there. You go to so first, of course, you go to DurhamSkyRider.com, go to the health page, click on the big blue button, and then you look for this. It's listed by date, and you will see Centerwell, Roxborough. So the phone number is right there for you to call by end of day today if you would like to take their free or attend their free webinar. I'm sorry, in-person workshop on Medicare. That's going to be on Thursday from 11:30 until 1:30. Okay, there's going to be some meetings today. Virtually, you can meet with the African American Dementia Caregiver Support Group. That's going to be later on today at 7 o'clock. So that's run by Duke, and I've got the registration information right there on the page. Also, there's going to be a Parenting with Cancer Support Group online meeting that's going to be from 7:30 until 8:30. That's also run by Duke. Also, now this is for tomorrow, the Daughters Concern for Aging Relative Support Group. You don't literally have to be a daughter, but they're meeting online from noon until 1 tomorrow. And so basically, you just have to be someone caring for someone with aging issues. And again, it's going to be from noon until 1. Okay, let's go to the Let's Go page, the last page that we will be visiting. There's lots more. Check it out on your own when you have time. Let's scroll down to 19, see what's happening. Okay. So if you are in need, just know that New Visions of Africa Restaurant, 1306 Fayetteville Street, they will start giving away groceries at 12:30. That's in just 15 minutes. So get there as soon as possible. They do need to know how many people are in your family, how many kids you have, etc. So if you're driving, go around and park in the W.D. Hill parking lot. They don't mind at all. If you're on the bus, it's the 5 or the 5K bus. If you happen to have one of those rollaway carts, definitely bring that because sometimes they give away so much food you just can't carry it all. I'm just saying. So if you're on the bus, you will definitely need something, some strong bags. They'll probably give, let's see, usually they give away boxes. So if you have, again, a rollaway cart, Even if you're on the bus, see if you can do that. See if you can bring one of those carts. Okay, let's see. So it's while supplies last. I can't tell you when it will end, but it will start at 12:30. And then from 3 until 6, New Visions will be giving away meals. These are prepared meals. Not everybody who's low income can accept groceries because some people are living in situations where they can't cook. So, Malachi is here. Hello, Malachi. Hope you're doing well. So if you can't cook wherever it is that you're living, then go ahead and pick up a free meal from New Visions. That address is 1306 Fayetteville Street, and that will be between 3 and 6. Okay, here's a special event for young people ages 8 to 13. The Durham County Main Library downtown, they're having an extreme weather series focused on volcano science. Now, where was that? Iceland or Greenland? I think it's Iceland. I think they're having volcanoes right now as we speak. They'll probably be talking about it. So the young folks, they can learn all about that from 4 until 5. 300 North Roxborough Street, plenty of parking, or you can drop them off. And that should be a really, really fun thing for young people who are interested in weather, science, technology, engineering, all of that. So that should be really fun. You do have to register them, though. Got the link right there so you can register your kids. Okay. I could have used this a couple of weeks ago. Durham Saves Water. They're celebrating Fix a Leak Week at the Home Depot, the one on the north end of town on North Point Drive over there by Costco. So that's going to be this evening from 5 until 8. They're going to have experts there giving you tips on how to identify and fix leaks in your bathroom, kitchen, laundry room, whatever. So you can learn how to conserve water, save money, all of that, and also how to fix leaks. Very important. I'm very proud to say, I fixed my toilet all by myself. But still, I could have used some information from experts. It was definitely touch and go for a minute there. So that's going to be from 5 until 8 at the Home Depot on the north end of town on North Point Drive. The Boxyard Run Club, they're going to be running for 3 miles through Research Triangle Park. This is run by RTP Uncorked. So they meet at Boxyard RTP, 900 Park Offices Drive, right off of Highway 54. From 5:30 until 7:30, everybody's going to meet over there by Leroy's Tacos. Not right in front, but in the grass over there behind Leroy's Tacos or next to it. Now, if you love jazz, listen up. Thomas Taylor, he's a great drummer. He's heading up the third Tuesday Jam at Sharp 9 Gallery, 4608 L Industry Lane. That's near Fayetteville and Martin Luther King Parkway, starting at 5:30. So this is for new and seasoned musicians. We're talking about students, musicians, whatever. Basically, they get together and they learn how to play and also play classic tunes written by George Gershwin. How about that? And he and his brother, Ira, wrote some classics. So that's going to be today. Now, Austin Johnson's going to be on piano. Jason Foreman's going to be on bass. And, of course, Thomas Taylor on drums to back you up as you play these tunes. So if you're curious what tunes they're going to play, because after all, the Gershwins wrote, I don't know, dozens, hundreds, I don't know. You can get the playlist in advance, which is really great. Now, there's a price. The adults will pay $10 and the students will pay $5. And I have the link so you can click and make your purchase. Okay, here's another event at the Durham County Main Library downtown. They're going to have a 3D printing orientation. As you might know, they've got like a maker lab there with the 3D printers and the computers and all that. You can make all kinds of creative things. This is a free event. It's so that you can learn how to use the 3D printers. They will show you how. This evening from 6 until 7:30, you do have to register. They need to know how many people are going to show up. So this will hopefully lead you to be creative and to learn how to make your own free items. Some people repair things by making 3D items. So anyway, let me show you something real quick. Okay, real quick. I'm going to show you some, speaking of 3D. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Talk among yourselves. Okay. Okay, this is my car keys. So I got this little character from the library downtown. And one of the kids came up with a brilliant idea of putting the loop on top so you could attach it to your keychain. So you can make things like this. Check this out. It says Durham County Library. And on the other side, someone little guy holding a book. You can make stuff like that. And they will teach you how to, there's some kind of like drawing program you have to learn how to, oh, where's my iPad? Drawing program that you have to learn how to use. So they'll teach you all that, and you can make your own things and maybe even sell them. Just giving you some ideas, just saying, okay, let me continue. Okay, so that's going to be from 6 until 7:30, totally free, but definitely register. Okay, the Black and Brown Ballet class is going to be held at the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧 Center, and that's going to be from 6:30 until 8. It's not free, it is $10. You start out with stretching, bending, and whatnot, and then you get into the dance routines and the ballet technique. You do have to be at least age 12, and this is for beginning and intermediate dancers. Harris Beverage is the host of the Durham Toastmasters meeting, where you learn how to talk extemporaneously without a script. I think it's without a script, but it is about public speaking. So you can learn how to do that. It's really fun. So this will be at Harris Beverage on Hillsborough Road from 6:30 until 8, and it is free. Now, apparently it's hard to find. So you turn between the hot dog and Wendy's on Hillsborough Road. There you go. You're welcome. And if you can't make it in person, you can click and get the Zoom link. Okay. Don't Waste Durham. They're going to have their boomerang bag sewing party. This is where volunteers get together and using materials donated by fans of Don't Waste Durham. So the volunteers get together and then they make bags out of this donated material. So they make these bags, they drop off the bags at stores that allow them to do so that we don't have to waste plastic bags all the time, because it is wasteful to use a plastic bag just once, throw it away, and that's it. So anyway, if you're interested and you're good at either sewing seams or using a sewing machine, then definitely head over there, register first. This is going to be at So Crafty downtown between 6:30 and 8. You can volunteer for 1 hour at a time. And of course, if you have material, they could always use the material. High Wire, they're going to have their Tuesday ping pong tournament this afternoon or this evening from 6:30 until 8:30. It's free, should be fun. And I don't know, I guess you play with their ping pong paddle. I don't know if there's a pro level and you bring your own paddles. I have no idea. But in any case, have fun playing table tennis tonight at High Wire Brewing in Golden Belt. Martha's Fun is going to have her Stay Well virtual line dance class from 7 until 8. You can learn all the different line dances for free on Zoom. And then there's going to be trivia night, the challenge at the Durham Food Hall, which is on Foster Street across from Durham Central Park. Compete for prizes, is free to enter, and it's from 7 until 8:30. Dasana Hanu, the renowned spoken word artist we all know and love, he will be hosting Eloquent Soul Open Mic Night at Missy Lane's Assembly Room, the new spot at 310 East Main Street, from 7:30 until 9:30. So you sign up first, then every performer gets 5 minutes. You can recite up to 2 poems, or you perform one song. And you might wonder, well, how can I perform a song? Well, they're going to have musicians there, a house band led by Joe Holloway. How about that? Tell them what groove you need, and then you're off on your own. They don't censor people, but they prefer that you not use, profanity or hate speech or anything like that. So tickets are $10, free if you're a member. And there you go, from 7:30 until 9:30. Now, I just happened to be going down Main Street today, and I did pass Missy Lane's Assembly Room, and I noticed that there is a business there during the day. It's Brooklyn, what was it, Brooklyn something? I think it's like a little eatery or something like that. I just noticed it for the first time today. So that's really smart to have an entertainment spot at night and make money during the day selling, I guess, food and beverages. You might want to stop by there and see if I'm right. I know the hours I noticed is like from 8:30 to like 4, something like that. Anyway, check it out and let me know. Back Studio Stomp, they're hosting the non-Lindy Dance Tasters for All. So Lindy dance is usually what they specialize in, but I guess they're trying out different um, dance genres, I guess is the word. Today it will be tap dancing. So during the month of March, like I said, there will be experimenting with different dances at the Triangle Dance Studios on South Miami Boulevard. So, like I said, it's tap dancing with 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓 on Tuesday. I hope I said the name right, and forgive me if I didn't. So that's going to be today from 7:30 until 10:30. The dance class starts at 7:30, and then open social tap dancing. That should be fun at 8:30. So you can pay what you can. They suggest at least $10 for the class, for the dance part, and 15 for the dance part plus the lesson part. Now tomorrow, the Bragtown Branch Library, they're going to have children's story time from 10:30 until 11 for little ones up to 5 years old. And that's on Dearborn Street, 3200 Dearborn Street, Dearborn Drive. Bell Yeager Free Will Baptist Church, they're going to have a food giveaway tomorrow from 10 until noon. That's on East Cornwallis Road. Get there before 10 if you can. And then the Catholic Charities is running the Durham Community Food Pantry from 10 until 1, where you can get groceries. You can get sometimes food, well, not just food, sometimes shoes or whatever. Let them know that you need something else if you need clothing or shoes for your kitties. They might have something out back. They definitely have diapers. They have the pull-ups, newborn to toddler, and then the big ones for adults. And they're in the Lakewood Shopping Center. Boxyard RTP is going to be featuring Senegalese singer-songwriter 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗓 during the next Here and There live concert series. That's going to be tomorrow from noon until 2. Okay, the weather. And then I have to shout somebody out, and then I'll bring on Barb. The weather, it's kind of cool today. It's 44, but it's sunny, and it's going to be sunny all day long. It's going up to 55, which isn't bad. It's still winter, I guess. Let's see now, tomorrow it's going up to 67, which is much, much more like it. And it will be sunny tomorrow. I'm going to throw a big shout out. The Links Durham chapter, they had the Black Family Wellness Expo at Durham Tech on Saturday. I was there representing senior pharmacists. Another great shout out to senior pharmacists. And a big shout out to the Community Health Coalition. I finally learned how to do CPR. I've been saying this for the longest. I've been saying I've got to learn how to do that. Well, they were there, Community Health Coalition. They were right next to the senior pharmacist table. Finally got the chance to learn how to do CPR. There you go. I'm so happy, so excited. So maybe I can save a life or 2 or 3. Never know. Okay, let's bring on Barb because she's been waiting for ages. Barb.
Good morning.
What's new?
From New Mexico. Well, it's a beautiful day here for a change. The weather's getting warmer, so that's a great thing. So, since our last session yesterday, I got to thinking because we were talking about the notifications, not getting our notifications seen on Facebook, and so I wanted to let you know what I did this morning.
Okay.
And hopefully Bright Idea works.
Okay.
Our Facebook covers on our profiles are public. So whenever we change them, there's text that goes along with that. You can have text to include your cover.
Oh.
Because it also it automatically generates a post on your profile as well.
Yes, it does. Yes.
But the post that it generates on your profile, the settings on that is, however, if you've said, I only want my friends to see the post, that's what's there. But the cover itself is public.
Oh.
So that's always public, right? Okay. So the thing is, you can also add comments to that.
Mm.
to that, whatever's on the cover. You can comment on their
Mhm.
cover image.
Like
So
watch
what I
my
did,
daily show.
yeah, exactly. And so what I did today, because I was
Mhm.
just experimenting, I decided, because I have a typical, the header is different for each day, only with a different date,
Okay.
for
Okay.
that text. And
Mhm.
I decided to put a link to the Facebook notifications default link in it.
Oh,
So it gets more because Facebook doesn't like external links, right?
true.
And doesn't favor that. But in the comments, then we can add external links. We can say, I'm going to be here at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., or whatever, and add a link to wherever we're going to be, or visit my website and put a link on that.
Oh, so
And
you added a comment to your own post.
right.
Hmm.
So with the algorithm, that makes, and of course, it was interesting because I was watching my profile to see if anybody would catch it, and right
Yeah.
away it was caught. So,
Oh.
as far as me putting the notifications, changing the
Hmm.
image and notifications. So here's my theory. We'll see how well it works.
Okay.
But at the beginning of this year, I decided I am going to make an effort to change my Facebook cover and my personal profile image every
Mm-hmm.
day. Well, uh, changing my cover wasn't such a chore as changing my profile.
Hmm.
And I used um, artificial intelligence. I used images that I had created from that for the profile. That
Hmm.
did get more reaction. Now, I've this image that you see of me, the
Hmm.
one that is actually on my profile now, is more realistic, like I am.
Okay.
But and it has changing to it after using the AI uh,
Hmm.
profile icon for 15 days or 20 days, whatever it was, right in there. It actually, I had more interaction on the real life looking picture of me when I
Hmm.
changed it back. So we can
Interesting.
also take those profile photos and make the changes temporary. When you upload a new one, you can set that to be temporary for so many hours or days or whatever.
Oh, you can?
And
Oh.
yeah, I
Oh.
didn't, I knew we could, but I'd forgotten about it.
Oh. Okay.
So that's my next test. That's what I'm going to do next, is changing it from the real life picture looking of me
Hmm.
to a graphic icon.
And report back with your findings.
I will, because it's a security feature as well. Because
Oh.
that way, that's not when those guys are looking how they've programmed that, and they're looking for sites to attack,
Hmm.
accounts to attack.
Hmm.
They're looking for dormant accounts where nothing is happening, because it's
Oh,
easier to take it over. And so if you're
interesting.
changing regularly, they can't, you've seen it. They're like, oh, he stole my image for my picture, right?
Yeah, sure.
And that's not me, it's someone else. And so if you
Hmm.
keep changing that regularly, it makes it much more difficult for someone,
Hmm.
for it to be hacked. So
You
that's what
just
I'm
gave me
trying
an
now.
idea. You just gave
Uh,
me a good idea because I haven't done much with my other. I have another Facebook page, and
mm-hmm.
because I haven't been making toys, um, I've been ignoring that page. And
Oh
people are
my.
still, a lot of people are still visiting it from different
Mm-hmm.
countries, which is very
Mm-hmm.
strange to me. I don't know.
That's, yeah, because they're trying. Most of those, especially, I mean, when you look at them, they are actually from foreign countries. They're bots that are trained to actually, the
Oh,
bad guys have trained the bots to go in and try to compromise the accounts. And
I'm going to start posting to that page.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and changing it, especially something like, because I haven't posted to mine in some time, quite frankly. And I
Okay.
just thought, it's time to fight back. Because we all say, well, Facebook hasn't checked this and they haven't checked that, and this doesn't work anymore. And,
Hmm.
and nobody can find us. And I thought, well, what can we do? We're dealing with technology. And this is
Yeah.
all database driven. Our content is in data warehouses. You've seen all kinds of pictures, all the data centers that Facebook has, and that it's computer based. So it's like fight back with that
It's
kind
like
of mentality.
database and algorithm
Yep.
based
Well, that's
because if you're ignoring your page, they're going to flood it, like you said. I saw someone take over someone else's page. They said goodbye. They said that they were going to, quit their,
using right Facebook, but they left their
and
page up.
somebody else is posting
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so ooh, yeah, I need to. Yeah, thank you.
But
I think I'll play with AI, and I think I'll start changing things around more on the page where I don't do much
well, we
because
can schedule on the pages. We can actually schedule posts for the actual pages
yeah.
versus profiles. That distinction, because they
Oh.
encouraged us, all of us, to, whether we had a business or not, if it was a special interest like your toys
Mm-hmm.
and me, my arts and crafts, and that we were to set up pages. Pages were public, and our
Okay.
profiles were associated with them. Our profiles controlled them, but they
Oh.
were a separate destination.
Oh, it's a separate thing, so I don't have to worry about my page then.
Well, keep the the way to keep yourself from getting confused
Mm-hmm.
is that refer to your profile as your profile, not a page, but
Okay,
your
I got
profile.
you. Okay,
And the destination where your, like Durham Skywriter is,
as a
that's a
page.
page,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have one of those set up for your arts and crafts, whatever
Yes.
that was, that's a page.
Okay.
The only
Yes.
profile is, the human,
Okay,
that's
I
the
got
original account behind that. Then a page, you can actually, while you're the human that sets it up,
you.
you
Mm-hmm.
can actually set that up to have assistance for updating. There are legitimate bots you can add to that to
Okay.
provide feedback on your page and so forth,
Okay.
that are
Okay.
safe, that Facebook has determined is safe.
Okay.
So we can do so much more with the pages, and we can
Mm-hmm.
schedule, if you have a page actually attached to your group. Like, say you have a Durham
Mm-hmm.
Skywriter group, or you talked about it. If you
Yeah,
run
it's
another
not. It's not a
community
fact.
group you run or something, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then you add your page to that group, and you
Mm-hmm.
can schedule posts to your group from that page.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
mean, they do have a scheduling feature for us in our
Mm-hmm.
groups, in the groups that we manage. If you're an admin in the group, you can schedule
Mm-hmm.
those posts in your group independent of having a page, but you have a lot more power through the page, a
Thank you,
lot more
Barb,
that
for
you can
that.
do.
Yeah, thank
And
you so
also,
much.
because on April the 22nd,
Mm-hmm.
the API for groups, for third parties that we're so used to using
Mm-hmm.
conveniently by clicking on icons to use StreamYard and other applications, that's going away. And
Oh.
Facebook, or Meta, hasn't revealed to us, exactly how they're going to help the third party
Oh.
um, services to still be able to, connect with their clients
Oh
to
my
use
goodness.
them. Because,
Okay.
yeah, it's been devastating to a lot of third parties who are dependent, particularly on analytics for
Mm-hmm.
groups
Mm-hmm.
and, um, uh, scheduling services, putting, like Canva. Canva is so well known,
I love
but
Canva.
it's an app. It's an app that's connected
Mm-hmm.
to your group.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to, at this point, and I can't believe they're not going to do something, because Facebook, the relationship with Canva has always been strong, and they
Mm-hmm.
know that all of their community leaders and stuff promote it and use it, that they won't do something. But right now it's a mystery, and April
Mm-hmm.
22nd, as far as we know, is, we're going to come in and we're not going to be able to stream live to our groups.
I did not
Um,
know. Oh, that's groups. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
third
Okay.
party applications.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're streaming to, if you're just sharing a link from your page or your profile,
Mm-hmm.
you can put that in your group, but it requires us to pay closer attention, is the bottom line. But
Okay.
I think, as a safety feature, because it's kind of like being the stewardess on an airline, is that and making your customer feel most comfortable. It's like,
Mhm.
the bathroom's here, it's there, so forth, guiding them around.
The door has
Is
fallen off over there.
right, right. Here's where you go. Here's read the safety features and so forth. If we can, and I thought, okay, what kind of text can I put on that profile cover image? Because putting the text there is
Mhm.
going to make it more visible through
Hmm.
the algorithm,
I like that.
the text with the image. Just
Mhm.
putting the image up is just a standard operating procedure.
Mhm.
Well, they take your phone, add a new cover image, and you do that. But as
Seems like
far as technology programming side, it's not any activity. Oh yes, they uploaded a photo to their page, and that's like the biggest downfall even in participating in group is that people forget that they will either want to share an image in a group and then they don't share any introductory text with it. That
Mhm.
brings the algorithm down. Or they put it
Oh.
all in text so there's no visual element from someone scanning from their phone as
Mhm.
to, to grab their attention that says, hey, read this text. I got to know what this is about.
Mhm.
So they work hand in hand. But I'm kind of excited about it. I think it'll, in doing that, well, I already know what the reaction has been today, and I thought,
Mhm.
oh,
I'm gonna
it's
shake
it's
things
a,
up
it's
for
a
sure.
technology way to solve it,
Mhm.
and that's the only way. We're not dealing with humans. I mean, how often can
You-
you get a human at Facebook?
So you're fighting technology with technology, which makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's
That makes
so
sense.
me. You
It
gotta know.
it is actually.
Yeah. And I said, okay, you want me to use AI? Just watch. We're going
Hold my
to
beer, so to speak.
right. Exactly. So and then, okay, now let's talk about just very briefly about this StreamYard thing because, I was just totally fascinated. Like you had turned the feature on that enables your guest to stream live to up to two destinations,
Yes,
right?
of their own. Yes.
So now
Mhm.
if we do that to Facebook, there is no video that's left. It's just a link to your live, okay? That link from that you're streaming when I'm streaming to mine, I could not download the video from there. That's your video.
Okay. When I was a guest on someone else's show, I elected to broadcast to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, that's where I was going next. So
Okay.
then I knew that because I only
Mhm.
had two destinations, right, that I
Okay.
could
Okay.
stream to. So I looked at, well, I've already committed to one group. I put
Mhm.
up an event and let them know that I'm going live on. I'm going to make an effort to show up for Bull City
Mhm.
um, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a while. So, well, for this week, I was beta testing. I was like, I want to
Mhm.
see what I can do if I can help Patricia out. And we have a lot of mutual friends, as you know, and that's a special
Mhm.
group of mutual friends who live stream. But there's not a lot of activity in there. It's mainly me just updating what I'm up to. And
Mhm.
so I
Mhm.
decided because, everybody's working on other things, I knew that the one feature on Facebook, the events, would be something they would be alerted to.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I set up an event for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, I'm not streaming live in there, but I'm going to share your live, right?
Oh,
In there. Well,
cool.
I didn't do that today.
Okay.
Today I said, because I know those friends are also my friends and
Mhm.
following me on my
Mhm.
profile, that I'm going to catch them there too.
Mhm.
So I
Sounds
thought,
intriguing.
and that would be, there's the group is a little less than 200, that special
Mhm.
group, and
Mhm.
yet on my profile there's over 2,000 chances of,
Wow.
connections of people to actually hit it right. But
Okay.
we all know the algorithm is not working in our favor, so I'll be lucky if, two or three hit it. But I felt like it was
Yeah.
better to share it
Mhm.
there and then to choose as my second destination YouTube.
Right.
Well, we've talked about YouTube as well. You had to start a new account, and I have only used mine for beta
Uh-huh.
testing. I thought I'm testing this today. I'm not really. I would really rather it not go to public today because I also would like to share the link with my friends because
Mm-hmm.
we have that issue. We don't want any bad players to show up in the
Right.
studio.
Right.
So I thought, well, if it's unlisted, and my friends have their notifications, so they're going
Oh.
to get notified of that. And so I
Oh.
know that with the number that I have, it's majority of them. They've got to be my live streaming friends
Mm-hmm.
from there. So I set it up as unlisted
Okay.
and did it that way. So now it will be there, and I can also on YouTube. I would have it a downloaded video, a video I could download and edit, only include my appearance, what have you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's editable, and it's also when we don't compensate guests on our shows. The situation. I mean, and we went through this on Blab a lot. You know, it's like if
Mm-hmm.
they are not compensated guests, then there can be issues about not sharing the video. Remember how Blab actually, when you had a guest, there would
Mm-hmm.
be a video in the guest's account as well. Is
Right. That's true.
and that was to avoid that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we're not saying. I mean, we know how to communicate. We're friends. We know how to communicate. Say, hey, Patricia, I want to include this or that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
you know that. We know how we run. But just to avoid it, because sometimes we could have a guest that is just following our profile
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
following our page, and we don't really know them.
Yeah.
And then they come in and they say they turn out to be a really profound guest,
Mm-hmm.
sharing some really insightful information.
It definitely
And
happens.
yeah, and we know that that happens. And I said, and then that way we can capture the video and edit it, and everybody be happy. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying?
Definitely.
And so that's the way I did it today. And so at least I felt better about what I did. I'm not saying that it will have any views
So we'll
in
see.
either destination, but I was just testing. So, and I thought, well, Patricia likes this testing stuff too. I'll
Sure,
show
I
up. I
do.
just,
I
yeah.
do. And what I do when I'm a guest on someone's show, I actually put it on my YouTube channel
Right.
and make it a separate. I have a separate playlist of my
Hmm.
guest appearances. There's only like a couple. I mean, it's not like I have
That's
eight.
a great idea too. I don't think I've set that. I haven't had that many, and I have only
Mm.
been testing this recently. But
I might have
I'm
like two or three, but yeah,
uh, okay. That
because
I'm
it's also my way of letting people know this isn't my show, and I want to give credit to the people who had me on as guests.
right.
So, because pretty much I would expect every video that's on anybody's channel is their video,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which isn't
that's great.
always
Yeah,
true. But for me, I think it's
right.
really important for people to get credit where credit is
Exactly.
due.
I
So,
like that. I like that a lot.
yeah,
So that's about all I have for today. But
I
I
love how
am.
you
Oh,
put
let me
the
tell. Oh,
envelope
no,
and.
no, no. One more thing. You know how I'm a lifelong learner, right? And I
Mhm.
have this one special group on Facebook where I drop these coupons in it
Okay,
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
okay.
So I decided, well, I get up in when I do this in the morning. I usually get my first cup of coffee, and then I mean, it's a techie work kind of
Mhm.
thing, because you have to create a post. You have to have an image if you want the most visibility. I mean, that's
Mhm.
what we're dealing with that
Oh, for sure.
platform.
Yeah.
And I've got to add that, but just since the first of the year, if you
Mhm.
put a bunch of external links in a post, in an original, the post, not comments, but a post,
Mhm.
you're
Mhm.
originating a post, and you put a bunch of external links, and in the Udemy case, each Udemy course that you have a discount coupon for
Mhm.
has a different link. It'll be
Okay.
the name of that course plus a coupon code, and they may not be the same coupon code even.
Mhm.
So you have all these external links. Well, around about the first of the year, Facebook on the original posts took away the clickability on them. They're not hot
Ooh.
links anymore. They're just there. You'd have to copy and paste them in a new
Wow.
tab, which of course for the user two extra steps, it's like, oh, I'm not going to bother with this now. You know what I'm
Is that
saying?
new?
It's, yeah, that's been happening since the first of the year.
Oh,
So
that's
here's
good.
another engagement trick. So and
Okay.
that definitely works. So I'm like, okay, this is a lot of energy that I take every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
At at 7 in the morning, seven. And well, actually, I set the live for 7:30,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I'm just going to go live in that group and share the process of what I have to do to share that with them.
Okay.
And I did that. Actually, I had one of the students who's in that group, uh, one of the friends in that group who's also a Udemy student, join me for that live
Oh, nice.
this
Okay.
morning in that group. And so
Nice.
I went through it and step by step, and it took me 38 minutes just
Mm-hmm.
to share the links to the courses to
Mm-hmm.
verify it, because I what I do is I have to verify that the coupon's still valid,
Okay.
because I don't know if you know this about those Udemy coupons. They typically have a maximum of 1,000 redemptions per course.
Oh.
So if and uh, instructors don't just put you on their coupon distribution
Mm-hmm.
list. A lot of them have contracted marketers to help get coupons
Wow.
out,
Okay.
and they also there are other connections, personal connections they have that have said, "Hey, I'll share your free coupons."
Hey,
Hey there,
Fraser.
Fraser. I actually now, because I knew Fraser yesterday, he tried to contact me, and I said I'm going to try and join Patricia tomorrow. And so when I shared it, I shared the actual link in that
Mm-hmm.
group, our
Mm-hmm.
special group with those people in it, to the studio. And so, but he's all, being a friend, he's also seen that from the profile, from
Mm-hmm.
my profile. But I'm so the with this Udemy coupon group, I was able to track how much time I was actually spending on doing
Mm-hmm.
that. So you
Mm-hmm.
do that every day, on top of all the other duties. It was like mind blowing. And I thought, well, we got to trigger the people to see the information in the groups.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow we got to make it happen. And even if I know that I have friends who are paying for ads and they're not delivering the sauce, they're
Oh.
not getting that distribution, or they're not getting the engagement, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not their fault. So
Okay.
it's just a matter of dealing with the technology and figuring out, how to make things work on
Mm-hmm.
from our end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that, well, I already know that the tests I ran this morning definitely work that way. So I'm excited about it. And in the group, then I'm going to go in there because of this, you and I getting together. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to let them know that I'm going to be in here. These are other places that you can catch me. And
Mm-hmm.
just to see if because it creates another comment, it creates more engagement within that group, to see if it doesn't wake them up to those 3 days a week. And also, it's like, oh, I forgot that it's Monday or Tuesday, or you know what I,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know what they do. So
Yeah. Mhm.
anyway, but I want to thank you so much for the time,
Well, thank
and
you,
I'm gonna.
Bob. I love it when you drop by with your nuggets of wisdom and tips and just the whole attitude that tech doesn't drive us. We're supposed to be driving tech.
Right,
I like
exactly.
a lot of people are really afraid and nervous about technology, and people in our age group especially.
Absolutely.
You know, and I know so many people who are in my age group who just don't have any interest. Usually, it's people older than me though, because people who are exactly my age, like 68, we were the ones who very often took the introductory computer programs and got
Mm-hmm.
jobs where they sent us to classes to learn about computers because it was part of our job, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. But for
Exactly.
those who weren't introduced to computers on the job, in our age group, yeah, they either had to wait to learn about it from their kids,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they were just super curious and just just jumped off on it. I mean, I got into it on my own because at the time that I was working for this engineering firm in Chicago, they were one of the test sites for the original. It wasn't Macintosh then. It was uh, was it Kodak? Kodak came up with the GUI system, and I think they didn't know what to do with it, and Apple kind of snatched the idea away from them and ran with it. But Sargent and Lundy was a site for this new fangled computer, and it didn't. I was just a proofreader. I wasn't allowed to bother it at all. But I saw what they were doing with it, and I realized there's something to this. I was the first person on my block with a computer back, let's see, in the 80s. I bought my first
Uh-huh.
computer in the
Yeah.
80s. Actually, before I bought a Mac, I had what's that toy company? Atari.
Uh-huh.
I had an Atari 800 XL.
Well.
But yeah, I bought my first Mac back in the 80s, and because I saw the possibilities, some of the
Uh-huh.
possibilities. And I know
Well,
you were deeply into it even before then,
yep.
but I didn't
That
know
would
you
make
back
a whole, you know, that is something to do on our YouTube channel is the way back when stuff, you
way
know.
back in the
And,
day.
yeah, back in the day.
Because I
Cuz I'm
remember you mentioned the word. What was that word? What was it? News groups or the
right.
bulletin boards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
The BBS systems were the first thing that
I
I was
remember
involved
those.
in, um, and ran a bulletin board system directly from my destination out, and
Amazing.
it was a big deal. That was because the big national and international conference was one BBS con,
Hmm.
and then it became one ISP con, kind of thing. So
Okay.
yeah, historically, but that's something I think to cover on. Like we've been tossing around that idea, and
Mhm.
needless to say, I have to get rid of a lot of that memorabilia, and I hate for everything to just be dumped in the trash because there are
Oh, there's
people who are
collectors for
interested.
everything.
Right, I was going to say,
Oh yeah.
it's the kind of stuff that collectors would want to have,
Oh, for sure.
and working through that, and I think that's kind of the approach to take on a project we worked together on YouTube is to just cover that and getting rid
That's,
of our stuff and
yeah.
and one man's junk is another's treasure,
But
kind of
another
thing.
thing though, Barb, I'm totally unaware of this, but there's got to be some tech museums here and there. There's got to be at least there's got to be more
There
than
are,
one.
there
I'm
are,
sure.
there are. But there is even there's one actually here in the Albuquerque area,
Oh.
but the big one, I mean, was up in San Francisco. But we can
Mhm.
talk about that at another time. I
Okay.
mean, that is definitely one of my passions. Is don't forget where you came from, kids, because
Exactly.
there's a lot to be learned from that. And you know what? After all this, everything we've been through,
Mm-hmm.
it still gets down to databases
Hmm.
and handling, the databases back from DBase 1 to DBase 3 and
Hmm.
Ashton Tate days. But you've got to have places to store content.
Yeah.
And whether, like our hard drives going to cloud and so forth,
Hmm.
those are storage destinations.
I just bought where'd I put it? A little one of those little 1 terabyte
Mm-hmm.
hard
Mm-hmm.
drive. It's on my kitchen table here. Anyway, everybody knows what they look like. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just bought a couple of those because I don't now I'm not worried about YouTube of course, but I'm worried about a lot of the because I make videos
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, and if you're worried about storage, and they make micro storage for cell phones and
Exactly.
tablets as well. A lot of people don't know that. They
Exactly.
most certainly do.
Yeah.
And I have one. It's adorable. It's this big, and it holds like 256. Uh, is it megs or whatever it's called? 256 whatever's. And this cute
The
little,
gigs, yeah.
and you plug it right into your iPhone or your iPad. Of course,
Right.
I think the new iPhones are USB-C, but I still have an older one. I was
Mm-hmm.
13. But yeah, you can. In fact, when I take plane trips, I have my little tiny storage units with movies and TV shows on them.
Uh huh.
So,
Yep.
so you don't have to worry about whether you have internet or not on the plane. Because
Exactly.
half the time it doesn't work on the plane anyhow, and half the time you have to pay as well. So why not have a
Exactly.
bunch of movies and stuff on little storage units?
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take off. It's great to
Okay,
see you
Barb.
again.
Thank you for
And we'll
dropping
catch you.
by.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
See you real soon.
Uh huh. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So fun when Barb drops by. Now you can drop by as well. I haven't seen Guy Cook in ages. I hope he shows up one day soon. But anyway, you can show up. I do this every weekday at noon, Saturdays at 10. And Saturday, I might be doing it live at a special event. Um, Russell Pharmacy is going to have a special event on Saturday. I have to find out what it's all about. In fact, I'm going to run over there right now. So if you're from Russell Pharmacy, I'm on my way. But anyway, I'll tell you about that. I might be doing the show live, which is always fun. There's always mistakes made, and it's very exciting and whatnot. And the best way to learn is to just do. So with that, have a beautiful afternoon. Check on your elders. Fraser, thank you for dropping by. Malachi, thank you for dropping by. And I'll see you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now. Whoa, where is it? There it is. See ya.